Hey, what's up, YouTube? Hey, my D-Bays and D-haters. So today, as y'all can tell by the title, we're going to do a little story time about when I found out that I was pregnant with Sanaya when I was 17 years old. I'm going to be looking down a little bit because I have my phone right here with my notes on it so that I can keep everything in chronological order. Okay, so let's get into this video. All right, so let's start from the very beginning. Okay, I keep in mind though, I conceived Sanaya in the month of September of 2014. 2014 in September was when I actually got pregnant. All right, fast forward to about October. Yeah, about October, November of 2014, I took my very first pregnancy test, and at the time I did not know that a very faint line on the stick, I did not know that that still meant positive. Her dad at the time, well, her dad, he was telling me at that time, it's 2 lines, Jury, you're pregnant. And I was like, but it's barely a line. That doesn't mean anything. It has to be a dark line. So excuse me for being young and dumb. Okay, so I was preparing for my 17th birthday, and we were going to be having, I was going to be having a birthday dinner at Applebee's. I really miss Applebee's, y'all. Applebee's was really good here in Pensacola. But anyway, I was preparing for a birthday dinner at Applebee's, and I had moved on. I was in another relationship. Everything was going pretty good. And fast forward to the beginning of January, I kind of noticed that my period was a little different than usual. And I didn't know that there's a such thing as, what do they call it? Oh my gosh, y'all, this is terrible. I literally know this. Implantation bleeding. I did not know implantation bleeding was a thing. I did not know that, you know, you can bleed after the egg implants itself into your uterus. I did not know that at the time. Y'all gotta remember, I was only 17 years old. So I had some spotting in January, but I didn't really think about it because I was getting normal periods from the time I conceived up until January. I was getting normal periods. And then pretty much the end of January going into February, I think it was around January 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, January 28th was, oh my gosh, that was the life-changing moment for me. I'm actually gonna include a picture right here so that y'all can see what I really looked like. On my 17th birthday, I was 3 months pregnant on this picture. So I till this day, I'm still trying to figure out, how did I not know? So on this picture that's on my right, your left, I was 3 months pregnant on this picture, and it was my birthday. And then on the picture over here was the day before I gave birth. I was actually induced. So you tell me how you go from this to this. Anyways, January 28th, I took another pregnancy test. It was positive. And I took a test, I want to say a few days later at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And it was positive again. So I then called my god sister and I'm like, hey, yo, I think I'm pregnant. I need a pregnancy test. Do you think you can give me one? She got me 2 pregnancy tests. Those said positive. So at this point, I've taken 4. Before actually convincing myself I was pregnant, I took 7 pregnancy tests. So it was nerve-wracking because I didn't know what I was gonna do with a baby at 17 years old. How was I gonna tell my mother? How was I going to tell my family? Like, how was I going to tell the father? And it was nerve-wracking. And a lot of people don't understand how nerve-wracking it is. So let's move on to now knowing that I'm pregnant, to getting a doctor's appointment at Safe Harbor. And, you know, because you don't have to have a parent to come with you when you go there. I scheduled an appointment there with Safe Harbor. That appointment was scheduled for February 18th of 2015. My mom found out I was pregnant February 13th of 2015. No, I did not go to her and say, hey mom, I need to talk to you. I'm pregnant. No, my plan was to wait until after my doctor's appointment to find out how far along I was and if I was in fact pregnant, because back in October and November, I was still taking pregnancy tests because of that faint line that I seen before. The test after that faint line, all of those said negative. So I went on about my life. I began a new relationship and I celebrated my 17th birthday. And then, you know, come around January, that's when things started to look a little funky. So I took another pregnancy test and then lo and behold, it's positive. So telling my mom, like I said, I did not tell her. It was actually my aunt who told her. And the way she told her was kind of, it was something. My mom and my aunt and my brother, they were getting ready for a parade. I forgot what parade it was, but it was February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. It was some type of parade that we were having down here in Pensacola. And I was getting ready to go praise dance because I had to praise dance with my group at this church. And that's when my auntie, like I heard her tell my mom, you know, is she pregnant? Are you sure she's not pregnant? And my mom was like, no, she's not pregnant. No, why would you say no, she's not pregnant? I'm in my room and I'm listening to this and I'm just like, oh God, please mama, don't just, Lord, please don't let her come in this room. Lord Jesus, please don't let her come in this room. Jesus didn't hear me that day. Maybe he did and he sent her in the room. But she came in my room and she was just like, are you pregnant? And I was like, no. I straight up lied to my mother's face. I'm talking about looked her dead in her eyes and lied and said no. And if y'all could only know like what was going through my mind at the time, like my mom just found out that I'm pregnant and she knows that I'm lying. So literally my heart sunk to the bottom of my you know what. And she told my auntie, she was like, she just said she's not pregnant. So my auntie was like, okay. But small detail I forgot to include was that before finding out that I was pregnant, my auntie kept saying that baby growing. I'm like, I'm not pregnant. What are you talking about? I'm just gaining weight. I did not know that my weight gain was from me being pregnant at the time. Anyways, fast forward again. My mom finds out that I was pregnant. She's pushing on my stomach and whatnot. I'm like, what you feeling for? And I finally just went ahead and told her the truth. Yes, I'm pregnant. And it was crazy because in that moment, I told her no. Then I said, I don't know, maybe. Then over text message, probably like 45 minutes later, she texted me and was like, Drea, are you pregnant? And I showed it to my dance partner and I was like, yo, mama, no. Like, look at what she texted, she no. He was like, you might as well go ahead and just tell her, Drea. She's your mom, you know, I'm sure she's gonna be, you know, be with you through this process. So I went ahead and told my mom that yes, I was pregnant. And she asked me how far along I was. I was like, I don't know. I have a doctor's appointment on the 18th. Now, we were staying at a hotel that night. No, was it that night? No, not that night. The next night, Valentine's night. We were, my mom, my brother and I, all of us were going to a hotel. And you know, to spend Valentine's Day at a hotel. And then we, after... the day after Valentine's Day, we were going to Mobile for a parade over there. So the day before Valentine's Day, my mom found out that I'm pregnant. It was very, 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 very tough to deal with. She didn't talk to me for like 2 or 3 days. She literally would walk past me. we got to the hotel that next day, and it was just awkward. And not only that, the night that it all came out that I was pregnant, my mom, she called my other aunt, and she called my granddad. My granddad had been asking me for months if I was pregnant, and I kept saying no because the test said negative and I was getting my period. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, what do y'all want me to do? So she tells my granddad. My mom was on the phone crying with him. She's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I can't raise up no kids right now. I'm already struggling. Like, she was just going crazy. And I'm in the room feeling so bad, y'all. I'm talking like, I'm feeling really bad because I'm like, dang, man. All my mom asked was for me to finish school without getting pregnant, for me to graduate high school and not be a teen mom. Like, that's all she asked for me, was to not be a teen mom like she was. And I did exactly that. And honestly, I know that I broke my mom's heart. I know she probably felt like she felt as a parent, but it's not her fault. Those were the decisions that I made based off of my curiosities and my desires, okay? Getting a baby was not the desire, but having sex was the desire, and having a baby was the result. So moving forward to the big news, everybody finding out that I'm pregnant. My mom told me I had to call my dad myself. So I called my dad, and I was like, hey Dad. He was like, hey, what's up, Pumpkin? I was like, hey, I just I had to tell you something. And he was like, what's that? And I was like, well, I'm pregnant. Click. My dad hung the phone up in my face. And honestly, I don't think I prepared myself for the emotions that my mind and my body was going through at that time, because I mean, I'm 17. I just found out that I'm pregnant. My mom is devastated. I'm devastated. And now my dad, who I did not grow up with, my dad was not in my life growing up. I didn't meet my dad till I was 11 years old, going on 12. And he hangs the phone up in my face. And I don't know, honestly, I can't really explain what I felt in that moment. I just felt hurt, because I was thinking to myself, like, it's bad enough that you weren't really there for me growing up, and then the one moment that I really need my dad, you're not there. You hung the phone up on me. I mean, he called back and we kind of discussed it a little bit, but throughout the rest of my pregnancy, come to find out, at my appointment when I went on February 18th, they did all of the estimating and everything like that, and they were like, okay, you should be about 12 weeks according to your period. They did the ultrasound. Come to find out, I was actually 21 weeks, so I was, 5 months, and I only had 4 months to go before my baby was arriving. And I didn't really talk to my dad the rest of my pregnancy. I tried to send him pictures of me, while I was pregnant. He told me not to send him any pictures, and that hurt even more. My mom, at first, she was trying to make me hide my baby bump. Once it really started to show, she was making me hide it from other people, like certain people. And after a while, I couldn't hide it anymore. And I guess after my mom talked with my granddad and my aunts and other family members, she just kind of I guess accepted it. And my mom actually took some pictures of me while I was pregnant. My mom took me to every appointment. My mom was in the delivery room when I had her. She was taking me to the hospital for every false alarm that I had. My mom was there. No matter how devastated my mom was, she was there during a life-changing, moment of my life. I really wish my dad would have been a part of everything, and you know, realize that, hey, it's not like I was in my daughter's life all her life. Let me be there for her now. And the reason why I'm speaking of this now is because I've seen a lot of women say they think if they would have had their fathers in their lives that they would have made better decisions when it came to men, when it came to dating and sex and relationships. They just would have been able to make better decisions because they feel like they would have had that male figure and that father figure in their life to guide them down the right path when it came to, you know, to that. Moving on to how I handled being a teen mom and still completing high school. It was very hard. I will say that it was very hard because it was like all eyes are on me because I was viewed as, you know, the good girl. Like a lot of people didn't even know that I had lost my virginity. That wasn't something I went around blasting to the world. The only one who knew was the person. But when it came out that I was pregnant, I felt a lot of judgment, mainly because the type of school that I went to, my high school, honestly, my high school experience was the worst. And honestly, getting pregnant in high school was like the happiest moment for me because I got to feel my baby move. I got to feel her interact with me and remind me that I still have, you know, value. I still have a purpose in life. I'm still gonna be somebody in life. And, you know, the high school kids, they can be some bullies. Like I was bullied, you know, elementary on up, elementary, middle, and high school. I was bullied, you know, through all 3 steps. And it did, oh my gosh, there's a fly in my house. It did kill my vibe a lot because I felt like I had to handle my pregnancy alone. I felt like it was just me and my baby. I felt like nobody was hearing me. Nobody was listening to me. And I just handled it the best way I could. Like, I found out information on parenting classes. I found out information about birthing classes, breastfeeding sessions. I found out about counseling, you know, for before birth, you know, giving birth and having, you know, postpartum depression. I started looking up all of this because nobody was telling me, nobody was teaching me, nobody was guiding me. And it was pretty much like I was having to teach myself a lot of stuff. So moving on to delivery day, I had to get induced at 39 weeks. My baby, she was a little excuse me, my baby had gotten too big for my body to hold, and she kept trying to come early. So not only, you know, was it for my safety, but it was for her safety as well, especially with my blood pressure being the way that it was. My blood pressure was like extremely high. So I got induced. My mom was there, my aunts were there. My dad actually came to the hospital to see her. I had a few friends that came, and, you know, the guy that I was dating at the time, he came. And you know, I delivered my baby, and my mom helped me once we got home. And I mean, honestly, I would say I don't regret anything that I went through. I'm sorry, I'm getting over a cold too. I don't regret anything that I ever went through in my life, because I feel like if I didn't go through those things, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. I am married. I've been married for a year now. Sanaya, she is 7 years old. Here's her picture right here. And pretty much, you know, life is good. I'm blessed, and I'm just glad I was able to share my story. And I hope that, you know, you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that y'all use my video to you know, inspire yourself, inspire others. Share this video with other women, other teen moms, anyone that you know that might be dealing with the same situation. But go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all in the next vloggy vlog. So bye.